Jacques Pepin has said the ultimate test for a cook is to have them prepare you a French omelet. And though while they are very simple to make, literally butter, eggs, and salt, they are one of the hardest things to master in the kitchen. So before we actually dive into the step-by-step process, we're just gonna start right here. I do wanna cover 5 tips that are gonna help you make a better French omelet at home. And the first one is strive for perfection, but embrace the failure. The French omelet is renowned and loved for its vibrant yellow color, using plenty of butter with the small curds of scrambled eggs that yield a moist and light interior that is shaped into a perfect almond. But to me, the whole point of a French omelet is to enjoy the failure while learning to cook them. Sometimes it will stick on the pan, sometimes it will be a tad overcooked, but guess what? You still have something truly delicious, and don't let anyone on the internet or Instagram tell you otherwise. I'll be perfectly honest, none of the French omelets you see in this video are perfect. In fact, for some reason while filming, I couldn't get one as perfect as I did just the night before when I wasn't filming. I must have had stage fright this morning, I don't know. Regardless, all of these failures keep you hungry to learn and improve on the next one. So let's learn some ways to do that. Tip number 2 is use a pristine non-stick pan. Non-stick pans are the best pans for eggs because they don't stick as much as other surfaces like steel, cast iron, or carbon steel. Now don't get me wrong, you can use those pans, but you'll likely need a little bit more butter as a lubricant. Also, the non-stick pan should be new, or it at least shouldn't have any scratches like this one does, because as you can see, this is going to cause some sticking. Number 3, butter is your friend. Aside from the eggs, butter is the other ingredient that shines in the French omelet, so get comfortable using a good bit of it. Not only does it provide that flavor, but it is one of the major keys that keep the egg from sticking and gives it that sleek yellow exterior. If you are ever in doubt of your non-stick pan, you can always add more butter. Generally, I like using 1 tablespoon for a 3-egg omelet, and you can also dab a little bit at the end to provide a sleek shine for the herbs to rest upon. Number 4 is start on medium heat. Though traditionally this omelet is cooked on high heat, starting out, medium heat is much easier to control. It slows down the cooking time, giving you more time to perfect the folding of the omelet. And in an ideal French omelet, we don't want any browning, and this can happen quickly if it's on high heat. So give yourself a little bit more time to mess up. Number 5, make scrambled eggs first, then make the omelet. The French chef Escoffier, who really popularized the French cuisine, described the omelet as scrambled eggs held together in a coagulated envelope. And when you think about this, it's the perfect way to visualize how to make this omelet. In the first half, you are literally just making soft scrambled eggs by constantly agitating them. Then you let the bottom of those eggs set on the heat without moving, and this creates the exterior skin. Once you roll it over, the omelet is essentially a coagulated eggshell with an interior of soft scrambled eggs. Number 6, use a rubber spatula instead of a fork. Now, most of the videos out there will show people using forks for the entire process, and that does work perfectly fine. However, by using a rubber spatula to scramble the eggs, you can rub the bottom of the pan without worrying about damage. Additionally, if you do get a little bit of stickage, the spatula can help scrape that away no problem. So keeping those tips in mind, let's walk through the step-by-step process to prepare a French omelet at home, and I'll meet you guys back here for the taste test. At the stove, start with 3 eggs in a bowl. Add a pinch of salt and begin whisking them together. And also, for those wondering, adding salt to the eggs does not make them tough, and in fact may even help them retain more moisture. I'll leave an article on that below. Once it's whisked, set the eggs aside and turn the heat to medium and place the skillet over top. For a 10-inch pan like this, I like using 3 eggs, though for an 8-inch pan, 2 eggs works well. Once it's heated, add the tablespoon of butter, which is going to bubble and melt. Once it looks something like this, pour in the scrambled eggs. Grab the handle with your left hand and immediately start scrambling the eggs with the spatula while moving the pan. The constant agitation prevents the egg proteins from setting, which produces a creamy, even mass of egg curds. Push the curds into a rough disc shape and let the bottom cook for about 10 seconds so it sets before we start rolling our omelet. At this stage, you can turn off the heat. Shake the pan to loosen the bottom and tilt the pan at about 30 degrees, and using the spatula, loosen the sides and roll the side closest to you about halfway up the omelet. Continue rolling the omelet over, going slowly and carefully. And this one stuck on me a little bit, but like I said, this will happen. So just do the best that you can this time and improve on the next one. Once it is rolled to the end of the pan, you can give it a bump on the back of the handle to help loosen it. Then grab the handle of the pan with your right hand, palm facing up. Hold a plate steady with your left and tip the omelet over onto the plate, seam side down. If it's a little bit misshapen, you can tuck the edges underneath and you have your French omelet. Now optionally, rub a little bit of butter on the outside over the omelet and sprinkle with fresh chives, and we can now enjoy light, moist, and luxurious scrambled eggs wrapped in a set layer of eggs.
Taste this time. It's just like an addicting texture that you can't stop eating. It's light, it's fluffy, but it's moist and a little bit runny from the egg still. And like I was saying, none of the French omelets that I actually made in this video, none of them turned out perfect. I mean, I've made much better ones in the past. Literally just last night, I made probably the best one I've ever made, and then I couldn't replicate it on camera. But that's exactly what the French omelet is all about. It's all about improving on the next one. Using little cues like, do I need a little bit more butter this time? Maybe I should lower the heat. Maybe I should up the heat a little bit. Maybe I should try to flip it faster so the eggs don't overcook. Like this one did, a little bit overcooked when I was flipping it. Kind of took a little bit too long with the camera and setting up stuff. So the French omelet for me is one of those things where, yeah, I want to strive for perfection and making it a little bit better every time. But even on all these mess ups, like, they're still delicious. I mean, you saw like some pretty messed up ones. All of those tasted absolutely delicious. And plus, once you get a fork in there, no one's gonna care if there's a tiny rip on it or if it's a little bit, wrinkly or something like that. It tastes good, and that's what food is all about. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Recipe will be linked down below in the description to my website, as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.